Hi, welcome to my podcast, The Way I See It. Here we talk about money, the market, and of course, personal finance. My name is Kalu Aja. And this episode, I want to talk about credit cards. Credit cards are what we call, or what I call, a necessary evil. You need them because you want to get a good credit score, right? But they're very dangerous because if you misuse them, they do put you into a lot of problems. So, so much text out there on how you should use your card. I just do like my top, should we say, about top 13 reasons why you should get a credit card and how you should use it. So let's just go down the list. Number one is get maybe one or two cards maximum. You don't need five or six cards to boost your credit score. One card is good, two cards are good. That's really enough. I would say, if you want to drill that down, let's go to our number 2 point. Get a card or get cards based on how you spend. So, like if you do your groceries, you can get a general card that you're going to use to pay in the store. Let that card have points on it, right? So, if I'm spending, I'm getting points back. If I like to travel, I want to get travel miles back. So if I'm going to have two cards, I could use one card for my grocery shopping to pay all my expenses and I get points back. And I can use one card to travel, so I get those points as I travel. So get one or two cards, maybe max three cards, and then make sure your cards are all point cards. So if you use your credit card just to get the points, it's almost like free money. You're not putting a balance on the card, it's just to get those free points because you're always still going to shop, right? So that's how you want to use it. Third point is use your cards frequently. Don't get the card and keep it. Use the card, pay the card. Don't carry the balance, but use the card, pay the card, so you get the points, right? Also, you keep your credit quote unquote warm. Yeah, it is as long as you pay the card off in full every month, then you don't have any interest. You don't have any APR to worry about. The fourth point is if you want to carry a balance. Balance means that you don't pay the card off completely in the month you've used it. If you're going to carry a balance, try to keep that balance below 30%. That then gives you, you're like sort of skating below where you can make your credit score start to fall. So if you're going to carry over a balance, what I mean is if your card is $1,000 and you spend $1,000, try to pay at least $700, so you only have 13% that you're carrying over, right? So very, very important. If you can pay down your card, great. If you can, try to keep the balance at below 30%. Number 5, most important, never miss a payment. Never, ever, ever miss a payment on your credit card. The minimum on most cards to pay is 2.5% of the card balance. Set that up on auto pay so that even if you forget to pay your card or you have or your card is charged and you're not aware of it, at least you pay the minimum that you can go back and contest or dispute or whatever. You want to pay your minimum and keep your score exactly correct. So never, ever, ever miss a payment. That kills you, right? Payments is that's paying your cards consistently is about 35% of your total credit score. So you want to keep that as high as possible, right? When you're traveling, this is 6 points. Try to use your credit card or not your debit card. I mean, it's wise. Well, most debit cards, maybe issued by your bank, right? If you have a dispute or fraud on a card, they tend to shut those cards down. So imagine if you left your home and you're on holiday in maybe somewhere exotic and your cards get shut down. You can't use that debit card anymore. But with credit cards, they can focus on just that transaction in dispute, but your card still stays open. So just a hack. I mean, go with your credit card. I think it's quote unquote easier for you to file disputes than using a debit card. That's what I'll say on that point on 6, right? On 7, you want to make sure you keep your FICO score, i.e. your credit score, as high as possible. So the card allows you to do that. So the more you use your card and pay your card off and keep your balances low, that's the best way to keep your FICO score up and up and up and up. So use your card, pay it off in full, or keep a balance below 30%. That's one very, very good practice to keep your credit score up and up and up. On our 8th point, don't close out older credit cards. The first credit card you get, try not to close it out, or the older cards, try not to close them out. Why? Because how long your cards have been gives you a score on your FICO. I think it's about 10%. So the longer you've had your credit, you get about 10 points. It helps you with your FICO score. So you don't have to use it. You don't have to buy $1,000 on your card. Buy gas or buy coffee with the old cards. Pay it off. End of story. Just set up an auto pay every month. It maybe pays some tiny teeny weeny bill, and you pay it off through auto pay. Keep the card active. It gives you those points, and you're good to go. Number 9, be careful about how you apply for new loans. The more you apply for loans, even outside your institution, it records. The more you apply, it dings you when your credit is being pulled. So if you apply once, twice, thrice, and all that, it's recording that against you and it's dinging you when it's pulling your credit. It shows up that you're applying for credit. Now, it's not illegal, it's not malicious. If you want to buy a house, clearly you're going to have to go shopping around to get the best APR, but be careful that you don't pull a lot of credit. You go to a store, they say, hey, if you get this stuff, you're going to get 10% if you apply for a credit card. Try not to do those stuff. It's not that necessary for you to pull credit just to get a discount or a new jacket, right? So be careful about applying for new loans. Number 10, if possible, get only cards that you don't pay annual credit card fees. Most cards now are 0% annual fees. You don't have to pay for a fee to a card holder. There are lots of cards that offer 0%, so go for those ones. Don't pay any annual fees for a card. Doesn't make any sense. Now, number 11, if you suspect fraud, report immediately. Most claims are only good if you report within 60 days of you discovering, right? So make sure once you see a fraud or a dispute you're not aware of, call the bank, call the credit card company issuer immediately and report that. Very, very, very important. Number 12, this is more like a hack, right? The way you want to build credit out for your kid, if your kid is 18 years old, you can go with your kid and apply for credit together as a joint with your child. But look at the caveat, right? I wouldn't give my kid a credit card. I would apply for the credit card, get the credit card, keep it. When I spend on that credit card, my kid gets the credit score. It gets the benefit of that credit card as well, right? I can use the credit card and pay for its expenses, but I might not give him the card to use, right? I mean, it's your call ultimately. There's not a law that says you can't give him your card. But imagine your kid goes to school at 18 and he spends 4 years in school or 5 in school, and you're spending on that card and paying back on time. When he graduates, he's got a better credit score than his colleagues. So that's a hack for you for 12. You might want to get that credit card and put your kid, once he's 18, on that card and just build his credit piggybacking off you. Then the last one is my number 13. So credit reports in America at least are free. The law says you get one from the credit company once a year, and I think America has got 4, which means technically you can get 4 free reports. It's not your FICO score, but the credit report that shows your inquiries, why you might have a good or bad credit score. Is very detailed. It's good practice to at least pull at least once in 6 months, and just take a look at it. What has happened? Do I agree with all this? Whatever you don't agree with, call the bank or the credit card company and do a dispute immediately. It's a good hack for you to get it and to review it and know exactly what's happening with your money. That's it, guys. 13 points on how you want to use your credit score. Not just to get a good FICO score, but also to build a practice of savings and spending responsibly. I hope it helps you, and I hope you will tune back next time we do have a podcast. And my podcast is The Way I See It. Do share and subscribe, and I appreciate you guys listening. Thank you so much, and bye.